Jewish Americans. We believe in a future for this country where everyone is free and safe, no matter what we look like or where we come from.
We are Jewish Americans, as diverse as this country itself.
We are one people, but have many experiences and identities.
Our people have survived genocide and fascism, deportation and slavery.
Resistance and survival are our birthright.
We are rooted in a legacy of pursuing justice, and we are rising up again.
Because the stakes for this election could not be higher.
As we mourn the lives lost in Pittsburgh, Poway, El Paso, and in detention centers, we know who is to blame.
Those who track hate say there is no doubt political rhetoric is in part to blame.
President Trump repeating a comment about Jewish Americans. Any Jewish person who votes Democratic is being, quote, disloyal.
U.S. Representative Steve King retweeting messages from a known Nazi sympathizer. Charlottesville was a turning point. The president's lack of a complete condemnation of what happened was cheered by white nationalists.
By setting the stage for white nationalist violence, Trump and the Republican Party represent the greatest threat to Jews in this country.
When it comes to white supremacists and neo-Nazis marching in the street, there is only one side.
We know, as a Jewish community, our safety is dependent on the safety of all people.
In 2020, Bend the Arc Jewish Action is mobilizing Jews and allies across the country to remove white nationalists from office.
We were made for this moment.
We won't let politicians harm our communities to expand their own wealth and power. We're going to hold those politicians accountable in November.
A more just America is possible, and we will build it together in solidarity.
I'm an American Jew, and I'm rising up for a future in which we are all free and safe.
I'm rising for LGBT equality.
For working class people.
For a thriving planet.
For progress.
We are ready. We rise as one.
So, Riley, what has been helpful to you in combating racism?
I think it's helpful and important to talk to other white people about racism. And I think a lot of people, they don't want to be racist. They don't think that they're racist, but they also don't know some of the things that they believe or say are and can be racist. And I think one of the effective ways is just to talk and kind of help teach them about why some of the things they believe or say or think are wrong. Mm-hmm. Not necessarily racist, but that they're wrong. And that'll sort of chip away and, contribute to some development in this area, but not necessarily take somebody from being a racist to not being a racist in one conversation.
And it's just always being open to learning about racist things that we may have said or done without judgment and defensiveness.
Something that is in what you said about being a democratic socialist is a more international view. But I think if you take global poverty that seriously, it leads you to conclusions that in the US are considered out of political bounds. Things like sharply raising the level of immigration we permit, even up to a level of open borders, about sharply increasing
open borders.
Foreign aid.
That's a Koch brothers proposal. The
really?
idea, of course, I mean that's a right-wing proposal which says essentially there is no United States.
But it would make a lot of global poor richer, wouldn't it?
And it would make everybody in America poor. Then you're doing away with the concept of a nation state. And I don't think there's any country in the world which believes in that. If you believe in a nation state, or in a country called the United States, or UK, or Denmark, or any other country, you have an obligation, in my view, to do everything we can to help poor people. What right-wing people in this country would love is an open border policy. Bring in all kinds of people who work for $2 or $3 an hour. That would be great for them. I don't believe in that.
Joe Biden! Yeah, yeah. Joe Biden! Yeah, yeah. Joe Biden! Biden's back! All right!
Put these headphones on right here. You're going to watch a trailer for the show, and we just want your honest reaction to it.
All right, we're doing this.
Wake the fuck up!
I need that to be my alarm clock.
Hello.
With the natural fro, I like it.
Ooh, something bad about to
Those are
happen.
some very deep existential questions for a fucking Nazi.
Existential.
Jordan Peele, my guy.
Jordan Peele's a sick guy.
We will purge this country of the filth.
Oh, Pacino.
Al Pacino on this road about to be dope.
You went to a matchmaker to put together a group of Nazi hunters.
Yes, sir. But he gotta die.
How did Nazis get into the States?
How did Nazis get into the States?
I like the vibes. I like the afros. I like the old school cars.
It's going down.
Let us get to cooking this Nazi motherfuckers.
Nazis.
Boy, this is crazy.
This is definitely Jordan Peele right here.
Oh! Ooh! I love all the blood.
I'm the monster under your bed.
Oh, I like this. Whoa. I'm gonna have bad dreams about this. Cross him off then.
Fuck you.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
Go back, go back, go back.
Oh, they put a torch on his nuts.
Oh my.
There is a
They're psychopaths too, the ones that are hunting.
Come on, this shirt is silk.
Yeah, don't f with this silk shirt.
Yeah. We don't like you, Hitler. And again. And again.
Slice. Why is a guy drinking blood with milk?
That's overkill right there.
Okay, everybody say cheese.
Cheese.
Damn, yo.
That's kick ass.
Count me in, Amazon.
I will be watching on February 21st.
If only they could see you now, right? A real life fucking Jupiter hero.
A Jupiter hero. It's 2020. Can I say Jupiter hero? This is too much for me, man.
Yeah, this is too much.
I'm trying to work on my cuss, and that trailer ain't helping.
But as our team has been noting all week, there have been concerns raised about this new app for the phones that the precincts were going to call into the party using this app, and questions about whether or not it worked properly. We've been reaching out to all the campaigns to try to find out if they know anything. They don't seem to know much more than we do.
It's not about you! Let the families grieve! This is our neighborhood! You are not welcome here! Sorry. We don't want him here. We don't want him on our streets. We have people that can't sit Shiva because you're blocking our streets. These people can't grieve. You're causing them pain. You don't belong here. This is our neighborhood. We welcome everybody here. You only care about you. You are not welcome on my street. These are my neighbors that were killed. You are not welcome in Squirrel Hill. Do you understand that?
Pour saluer la foule, bon, il n'y a pas non plus un monde dingue, faut être honnête, le long des Champs-Élysées, parce qu'il pleut. Voilà.
I am having a hard time, but I am okay, and I'm gonna be okay. I pretty much broke my jaw, and I have to have surgery on it tomorrow. I broke some teeth. I'm okay, and I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm good. So thank you guys, and I appreciate it.
For Ruth Weber, the memory never goes away.
You saw a German with a gun, and my mother would say to me when we passed by, "Don't look." because if somebody sees you looking, they'll shoot you.
Her mother survived. Her father did not. Look at these children. This is what they did to stay safe.
One of the places where we had made ourselves little places where we could squeeze into was the barrack. One of the barracks next to us had the skeletons.
So you'd hide between the bodies?
Yes.
Senator Warren, you've been critical of Mayor Bloomberg on this issue.
Yes, I have, and I hope you heard what his defense was. I've been nice to some women. That just doesn't cut it. The mayor has to stand on his record, and what we need to know is exactly what's lurking out there. He has gotten some number of women, dozens, who knows, to sign non-disclosure agreements, both for sexual harassment and for gender discrimination in the workplace. This is not just a question of the mayor's character. This is also a question about electability. We are not going to beat Donald Trump with a man who has who knows how many non-disclosure agreements and the drip, drip, drip of stories of women saying they have been harassed and discriminated against. That's not what we do as Democrats. I'm Elizabeth Warren, and I approve this message.
I wouldn't be surprised if many of the candidates on the stage tonight were losing staff to Bloomberg because he's offering 150 to 200% of what the market rate is essentially at every level.
So it's not just the advertising. I think people think about him. Oh, they're talking about he's buying up all the ads. He's buying up all the talent in the Democratic Party. I've heard that that's actually causing some problems. People trying to run for state senate and stuff like that. They can't
really hurting down ballot candidates.
Can't even.
What I've heard.
But they have to want to work for him, right? Or is the money enough where they're just going to work for him just so that they get through the cycle?
If you're a political operative, I mean, you work for a lot of candidates. Yeah, really.
Wow. What'd you say?
Look, to that point.
So, you know, he's 6'2".
We are on a stakeout looking for this man, Jimmy Julius Caro, 48 years old and wanted on charges of sexually assaulting a 9-year-old girl in Oregon back in 2000 and a 5-year-old girl in Israel in 2001. He's considered dangerous. But these photos are a few years old, so we don't know if he'll look the same. He remains elusive. Previous attempts to capture him have failed.
Obviously, the fear that he would somehow figure out that anyone's looking for him and bolt. He just called his number.
Shauna Aronson got a tip that Caro's expected at this clinic near Tel Aviv.
Who's going to call the
She's
police
with JCW, Jewish Community Watch, an organization that hunts down accused pedophiles who flee to Israel from the U.S., exploiting a process called Law of Return, whereby any Jewish person can move to Israel and automatically gain citizenship. The ease with which pedophiles seem able to use this law as an escape route haunts victims like Mendy Hawk, who says he was abused from age 8 by a teacher at an Orthodox Jewish school in Los Angeles.
So your classroom is right here. How does it feel being back?
I was very anxious and, stressed coming back here. And a lot of memories coming through my mind.
Memories of his alleged abuser, Mordechai Yom Tov, who taught him Hebrew studies when he was just 8 years old.
So in the beginning, he would just rub me outside of my pants, and then I would say about 3 to 4 months later, he started going in.
Reaching down your pants?
Yeah, it's reaching down.
Why did you feel like you couldn't tell anyone?
I was scared. I was ashamed. I just didn't know what people would think of me with the whole situation.
Yom Tov pled guilty in 2002 to sexually abusing and committing lewd acts against 3 other boys. He served jail time, but when he was released, he violated his probation and, according to JCW, fled to Israel with help from individuals within the Orthodox Jewish community. JCW tracked Yom Tov down and confronted him with a hidden camera in Jerusalem, where he admitted to illegally fleeing the United States with help and using a fake passport to enter Israel.
It is your policy.
Thank you. It is my policy, and I'm very proud of that policy. All right? What we need to do to deal with this grotesque level of income and wealth inequality is make sure that those people who are working, you know what, Mr. Bloomberg, it wasn't you who made all that money. Maybe your workers played some role in that as well. And it is important that those workers are able to share the benefits. Also, when we have so many people who go to work every day and they feel not good about their jobs, They feel like cogs in a machine. I want workers to be able to sit on corporate boards as well, so they can have some say over what happens to their lives.
It's really important, though, to get into this isn't just about right-wing conspiracies or something, you know, far to the left, because just yesterday, Mike Bloomberg's campaign played a doctored video from the debate. His campaign posted it. I want to share it.
I'm the only one here that I think that's ever started a business. Is that fair?
Now, that wasn't true. Crickets. That was obviously there for a dramatic effect. The campaign has said it was tongue-in-cheek. But when somebody sends you that clip from the debate, that looks really good for the mayor and it looks really bad for everyone else, and it's not true.
Right.
Would content like that get flagged as misinformation?
We actually reached out to Twitter about this specific thing, and they said, yeah, this is a good example. This is something that, you know, we would flag as not real. And that's the thing, is like that clip, there was about like a second or two of silence, not 20 seconds of silence or whatever. That's the sort of thing, without the crickets, people might take seriously. And that's how disinformation sort of steamrolls, and if nobody's going to stop it, it could change narratives. It could change the outcome of election. We've been there before.
Well, here's the thing.
Wake the fuck up!
Hello.
What is this? Who are you people?
Those are some very deep existential questions for a fucking Nazi.
There is evil among us.
We will purge this country of the filth.
So we created Dantes.
You went to a matchmaker to put together a group of Nazi hunters. That's Jewish shit I've ever heard.
How did Nazis get into the States? I'm on the first flight back to New York to find out.
I think someone out there's taking him out.
So, let us get to cooking these Nazi motherfuckers.
There's no room for failure.
Fuck your face!
I'm the monster under your bed.
Let's take down these Nazi fucks. Fuck you.
There is a right way to get justice.
Come on! This shirt is silk! Good again. And again. And again. Till we loosen the screw in the back of her throat!
Okay, everybody say cheese!
Cheers!
Well, if only they could see you now, right? A real-life fucking superhero.
Mazel tov!
Hi, I'm Michael Knowles, and next up on the book club, we will be reading Hamlet, the greatest play ever written by good old Billy Shakespeare. If you have not read it yet, you should read it, or better yet, watch it, because it's a play and plays are meant to be seen, so it's a little easier homework this week. Then, when you're watching it, think about what Shakespeare's saying about the difference between seeming and being, what Shakespeare's saying about religious truth, theatrical truth, and think about yourself, think about your own life, look around, and then look back at the play and just think about how much like a mirror it seems, holding a mirror up to your own life, and then we will discuss the whole thing. Check it out on the book club, and happy reading.
Here I was, sitting in Los Angeles in my beautiful office of my own late-night talk show. Soon I would be driving my hybrid car to my beautiful fucking home to kiss my two beautiful and healthy children and my husband who had taken the year off to parent so I could focus on my career. And I have all of this, all of it, because I was allowed bodily autonomy at 15. I will not be shamed into being quiet. We will not be shamed into being quiet. Never again. I will never stop talking about my abortion or my periods or my experiences in childbirth, my episiotomies, my yeast infections, or my ovulation that lines up with the moon.
Oh, wait, here, can I hold this? Can I interview you?
No, you can't.
Why not?
Because it's my property. It's my property. Okay, so here we go. Here we go, guys.
Yeah, here we go. This
not
is what you
respecting
expected.
other people's property. So you're celebrating abortion.
Fuck yes, I'm celebrating abortion. I had one a month ago, and it was fucking great. Yeah, thank you. I haven't told a lot of people.
Also, can I have a hug?
Yes.
How have you been?
Good.
So good to see you.
Are we still interviewing?
No, I'm just showing people what you guys are out here doing.
Right, I'm sure you are, and then you're going to be like, look at these evil abortion people on your stupid fucking website.
I don't need to say any of that.
All right, well, thank you.
You guys are just showing people how you are.
Is one less person that Alex Jones can sell supplements to, and I think that's your real point.
Look at her. Take a look at her earrings here. She's got crocodiles eating babies. Like, really? I mean, you think that's classy? The crocodile eating the baby?
They're adorable.
You think it's adorable?
Thank you. I think they're adorable.
I mean, did you make
they're
those?
Not babies. They're
Wait, are you triggered?
Did you make those?
I want the video to go trigger. You can look on Pinterest maybe, and you can maybe find them there. That'd be cute.
So you bought them on Pinterest.
Did I
So
buy
are those babies or fetuses?
So the only place you exist online is InfoWars. You just proved it. Like Pinterest doesn't work.
These girls are obsessed with InfoWars, and you're also obsessed with supplements. I think you guys should actually try them. They might do good for you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there an MLM?
Do you take supplements?
Can I join your downline?
Do you take supplements?
Is an abortion pill considered a supplement?
Okay. So they don't take supplements, guys. I
It's
take
supplemented
supplements.
me not having a
They don't.
baby.
I take supplements. They don't. They take abortion pills.
You know what's at stake? Over the last 3 years, women's reproductive rights have come under attack in a way we haven't seen in modern history. From Louisiana to Missouri to Texas, Republican legislatures are waging a war on women. All women. And they're taking away fundamental rights. I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions. The bottom line is very simple. We will stand with the American people. We will stand with American women. We will tell President Trump and Senate Republicans who have stacked the court with right-wing ideologues that you're going to be gone in November and you will never be able to do what you're trying to do now, ever again.
Actually, this intelligence briefing for the president-elect was always planned for Friday. It hasn't been delayed. But he's taking these shots, this antagonism, this taunting to the intelligence community.
You take on the intelligence community, they have 6 ways from Sunday at getting back at you. So even for a practical, supposedly hard-nosed businessman, he's being really dumb to do this.
Just trying, just trying. I now know my name. I don't play by
the Iowa caucus is essentially the perfect example of systemic racism. 91% of the voters in Iowa are white. The reason why you see a drop in turnout, I'm just speculating here, it could be perhaps that white children are not in the cages. So when you're talking about the tangible pain that black and brown people are feeling, they feel a sense of urgency because their kids are being put in cages, right?
Down square! Slash his throat! Every fucking Republican! Suck my fucking balls!
Say that one more time.
Slash Republican throats! Slash fascist throats! Get the fascist! Have a good one! We already great. So all you mixed race beauties, rise up, rise up. All you chunkies in the house, rise up. Mexi Jews fixing your house, rise up. Beaner Schnitzels, Guten Tag. Buenos dias. McLops roll up the rim on your Fiat. Rastafazul roll me a blunt. Hope you're listening, Mr. Trump. And Mr. Bannon better join the club. Cause it's time to climb your ass down from your gold tower. Jump off the bandwagon and feel the beige power. Yeah. Peace and lentils, y'all.
Hey everybody, back in DC, and tonight we voted on the Never Forget Education Act. It's a grant program to teach students about the Holocaust. We're doing it tonight because today was International Holocaust Remembrance Day. It was also the 75th anniversary of the liberation of Auschwitz. It's also really important because our students haven't been learning about the Holocaust correctly. 2/3 of millennials couldn't identify what Auschwitz was. A fifth of millennials didn't even know what the Holocaust was. That's really alarming. And if we're going to prevent these kind of atrocities that we saw in the 20th century, we have to learn about them. Not just about what the Holocaust was, but what caused it. We have to learn how the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or the Nazi Party, came to power. We have to learn what identity politics does to a society when one group is blamed for all of the problems of another group. When we're educated, we can prevent these things.
She mad, marketing, attitude like we arguing. With her by my side, I bring glitter to my life. I should Twitter, this girl is wild. She ain't no rock star, but she got groupies. She ain't no actress, but she make movies. And when she starts that thing around, everybody be breaking their neck like, ooh, that girl, ooh, that girl, ooh, that girl. She ain't got riches, but she got fashion. She ain't a model, but cameras flashing. And when she struts that thing around, everybody be breaking their neck like, ooh, that girl, ooh, that girl, ooh, that girl. Hey, I wanna know my mama name, cause that's where she get it from. They ain't never shot her with silicone. Shawty is her and her, and she the real one. Touch one, grab one, feel one. I wish she would've told me that. Ain't nothing wrong bringing the old me back. The mama know her body so trophy glass. She worked every bit of some Chloe bags. Like
if there's one thing that I would like everybody here today to know, is that refugees are not numbers. They're not a problem that needs solving. They are a treasure, not a burden.
Russia went to great efforts to interfere in the 2016 election, and their tactics were very purposeful and elaborate. Russian operatives organized thousands of people in groups known as troll farms, and they were responsible for creating tens of thousands of fake identities on every major social media platform. These fake identities were divided into subgroups, focusing on deceiving European, Russian, and American audiences. They even had full video and image departments creating and distributing fake news 24/7. To target American audiences, they would only hire Russians that could speak and write in perfect American English. These Russians would pretend to be Americans and take both sides of hot-button issues like gun control, abortion, and immigration. If you've ever gotten into a heated argument in the comments section of Facebook, chances are you've come across a paid Russian troll. According to reports from undercover journalists, Russian trolls were paid about $700 a month, and part of their training included binge-watching Netflix shows like House of Cards, and sometimes even traveling to the US to better understand American culture. Aside from the Netflix subscription, this was not a cheap operation. According to Robert Mueller's Russia investigation, one of the most well-known troll factories had a budget of $1.25 million a month. To make things more complicated, these troll farms also use Twitter bots to amplify or bury certain media stories. For example, after the most recent mass shooting in Florida, Russian bots flooded social media with false stories that linked the shooter to far-left groups. This strategy of using automated bots along with human-powered fake identities is a devastating combination that we still don't know how to deal with. Looking at the 2016 election, it's interesting to note that their main goal wasn't exactly to help Donald Trump win the presidency. Russia's bigger goal has always been to create chaos and distrust within American society. They want Americans to distrust the media by not knowing what's real and what's not. They want Americans to become more polarized along race, class, and social issues. And most of all, they want Americans to distrust the entire political system and disengage from democracy itself. From their point of view, if Americans are overwhelmed with internal conflicts, we'll be too distracted to become an obstacle to Russia's global ambitions. So what can you do? The first thing you can do is simply not take the bait of Russian trolls. Their comments are designed to elicit an emotional response that either makes you mad or makes you walk away. Don't let them get to you. We need rational civil discourse now more than ever, and ignoring them makes their tactics ineffective. The second thing you can do is vote like your life depends on it. Russia wants to erode public confidence in our elections, and we cannot let them succeed. Their tactics thrive on apathy, and mass participation is our antidote. And third, remember that these trolls only have power because they're exploiting existing social divides in American culture. We need to work through the things that divide us and take every opportunity to reinforce the things that connect us. If we want to continue living in anything resembling a stable society, we must take this threat seriously and defeat this attack on our democracy. Peace.